Today, we are going to push the limits of what is possible for the PlayStation 3. We're gonna dissect this gaming legend, give it a whole bunch of upgrades, and overhaul its cooling system to figure out just how much performance we can squeeze out of this thing. For science, of course. See, the problem with modern hardware is that it comes really aggressively tuned from the factory. You're unlikely to get anything more than a 3 to 10% boost in performance by modding your system. Now, this is good in a lot of ways because it means out of the box you're getting all of the performance, but back in my day, you used to be able to get like 20 to 30% more performance, and maybe even more than that just by tinkering with the hardware. And that was really fun. So I was feeling nostalgic the other day and I was researching the PS3 when I found out that you can overclock these things for really big gains in performance. In fact, they even used to sell full-on water cooling kits for people who wanted to turn things up to 11. Now, unfortunately, you can't buy those anymore, but I have a feeling that we might just be able to build our own. We now have what I think is the most compact form factor possible for a water-cooled PS3. But predictably, we still have a little bit of an issue because this top cover won't fit back on anymore. So I think in order to fix that, we are going to have to turn our PS3 into a convertible. When the system was air-cooled, the CPU and GPU would hover around 61 and 67 degrees respectively. With the new cooling system, they're hovering right around 40 degrees, which is a huge drop and an excellent omen for our overclocking adventure. No matter what the clock speed is, the temperatures basically don't move. I think the highest I ever saw was 43 degrees. Let's talk about how those new clock speeds translate into real-world performance. Uncharted 2 showed a huge uplift. In terms of FPS, it went from the high 30s to the low 50s. Watch Dogs, on the other hand, was a bit of a letdown. It showed a small improvement, but it's still borderline unplayable even with the overclock. Don't worry though, because things came roaring back with BioShock Infinite. This game showed a 50% uplift in frames per second and was at times close to becoming a 60 FPS title. So at the end of the day, not every game is gonna see a huge increase, but the majority of them do, especially games with uncapped frame rates.